Hey y'all, welcome to Page Against the Machine.
We're here to do the reaction and review of the first episode of Lovecraft Country. So we're just about to fire it up, and we are excited to share our thoughts and in the comments talk to you guys about your own and talk about some of the similarities and differences to what was in the book.
Yep. Okay.
All right, getting started.
I am excited.
Me too. I looked at the last show trailer that they released just a little bit ago. I was ready. So it's season 1, episode 1, Sundown.
They taught to learn how to write this. Secret legacy.
Ooh. Ooh.
Yes! Tear whack! Oh shit! So, can you pause for a minute? Okay. So, the reason why I'm excited about the music Tear whack, besides the fact that her music is fucking dope, there's been like a kind of Afrofuturist movement in music for a while now, since Black music came about. But it's almost like a revival because like we had Missy Elliott and TLC, all of that stuff. It seems like around the early 2000s it stopped. And then it feels like now in this 2018, 2020 era is coming back. And Tierra Whack is one of those newer people who's kind of bringing that in. So if you haven't seen a Clones music video, you should see it. Along with her other one. What's the one with the potato? Unemployed. Yeah, Tierra Whack's. You need to see Tierra Whack's Clones and Tierra Whack's Unemployed. But, okay, continue.
We've been expecting you, Mr. Freeman. Welcome home.
Well.
Yes, Nina Simone.
So that was an episode.
So there are a lot of differences and a lot of similarities. I will say this: I think I was right because of the way that like Matt Ruff meant it. He definitely designed it more for the screen. I'm glad he changed a little bit so it doesn't seem like we're looking at the same story. But yeah, the show's better.
Okay.
The book is still good. I'm not gonna say it's not, but the show is better. And
The Night in the Woods.
I feel like I ran a marathon.
The Night in the Woods really gave you a ride. So what were some of your favorite parts so far?
I like that George and Hippolyta. This is a weird thing, but I like that George and Hippolyta had a daughter instead of a son. I feel like it makes more sense. But like I guess as far as like my favorite part, like there are parts that I like because it's almost exactly how I envisioned the book. That was the lunch counter scene. For the most part, the way they escaped was a lot more clumsier, but I think it was a lot more realistic. Because in the book, Letitia had this convoluted plan and like basically had these forces for a distraction, and then they all snuck out of that.
So like, nigga, run!
Yeah, this one was much more realistic. Like, oh, hold on, nah, let's go. I mean, she did still basically be like, "You got to get the fuck out of here."
She was still impetus of like, oh, we see something is wrong, and like Atticus was figuring it out at the same time.
Yeah, it's just it's a lot less. She ain't have to like distract no horses or shit. She just
Ain't
like
no wild
just
horses involved
just
in this
go,
campaign.
just go.
I
but
really like the cinematography.
me too.
Like you can really tell. I forgot the woman's name. Misha Green. Yeah, Misha Green's work on Underground. Like even just in this short time since then, I really want to look back at what else she's been working on.
Yeah, and you know what? And now that I think about it, like Misha Green, I'm guessing on Underground as well. This show, she's probably the habit of like using this newer music with these like.
I'd be interested to kind of like go back and like look at the scene where like she used clones and just kind of get a sense of like what was in Atticus's head, because like the only notable thing, at least to me, and first watch of it was like he was seeing the recruiter talking to other men trying to get them to join the army, and later on you have George talking to Atticus about his father's feelings about him joining the army, and how he was then gonna turn around and convince people to make his same mistake. And I wonder if like that was kind of how he was feeling, and just if that was the inspired choice for using that particular song.
That's a really good analysis. Like it was some of like the same tense feelings, even though they were changed. Well, first of all, it's a good thing they were changed, but like even the ones that weren't changed, I still felt the same tension because like I knew one of the scenes was going to happen, the one where they were in the Sundown town. That one,
the first one where they're run out of the county, or
yeah,
yeah,
with that one, yeah. So I knew that was going to happen, but it still held me the exact same way because of like how they did the cinematography with that one. They shortened the later police scene.
Yeah.
So it's like you know they like got picked off by some wild thing. You never see the thing.
They never like
see
go
what
into
happens.
the details.
Yeah. Where it's just like, but and you know what? That's there was an thing that we read on like Lovecraft, which is like why people mostly can't get Lovecraft's horror correctly, and it's because like in the books, it's never the thing that you see. It's like
it's the unseen horror.
And it's kind of hard to do that in film. It's been done, but it's still hard.
Like, I even feel like kind of like they struck a good medium, at least in this scene.
Yeah.
Like, I guess we're gonna go calling them the Shogoffs. Like with showing them in rapid wides where you can't get a good glimpse and understanding of what the beast is, and then in like up close to show just like the grotesque horror of like what the monsters are. And then they don't really give you a good sense of them until they start showing you more and more. And then the horror in that element is, how many are they? And the other thing is like you see them burrow underground. Where are they all?
Yeah. And then like the scene of finding out that people can turn into it, that wasn't in the so like like I said, there are differences in the book. I do think this is better than the book. I think the book is still pretty good to read, and I think you'll still get a treat out of reading the book because, again, like I understand some media, it makes sense to do a direct shot for shot, and it's very rarely a direct shot for shot like copy of the book or the source material. But I think with stuff like this, I like the artistic license. I mean, if it's something in a horror genre or whatever, and you're like looking for that eerie feeling, unless like the book is like thing on where you'll get scared every single time, and even then, there's going to be some like type of loss from book to screen. I think it's a good thing to change some things up, keeps the audience in their toes.
Yeah. At least from the things that I know, because of course I haven't read Lovecraft Country as of yet. I am more. I guess I'm kind of feeling it now, a little more like diving into it. But from sort of a classic and early 20th century sci-fi fan, I like a lot of like the the surrounding drops they use to kind of like build that up, because like just the beginning of the show with the scenes of War of the Worlds to John Connor of Mars, and even like just the subtle drop of on the creation of niggers that was brought up. And I was wondering, like, was that a point in the book as well, or is that
on the creation of niggers? Yes, all of the stories that were like shown in the beginning and that montage that I didn't understand because I never actually read those source materials or seen those things. They were mentioned because, like, when you said the names, it's like, okay, that makes sense. They were mentioned in the book, or at least I believe all of them were. Maybe most of them were, but like the way that they put it, basically all in one dream sequence and just dropped it, and like it gets to the point much quicker and much more artistically.
Yeah, like seeing Jackie Robinson basically cut through the head of a night gun with a baseball bat. 10 out of 10, definitely recommend. Yeah. So definitely excited to see where we go from here. It has been a fun ride on our first episode through the Sundown town of the first episode of Lovecraft Country. Any parting thoughts?
Thank you, Jordan Peele and Monkey Paw Productions and
J.J. Abrams.
Misha Green for bringing us this wonderful show.
Yo.
Appreciate it.
Oh, I'm really sorry. So just like on ideas of like coloring and symbolism, there's just so much. But unfortunately, it's also really late. So we're gonna go on and wrap this up. Y'all stay safe.
Keep your lights on.
Keep your lights on. Keep the shogoffs outside, and don't be the one that gets bit and tries to come in the house. Stay outside. But hey, like, comment.
Wait, no. Stay inside.
No, if you get bit outside. No, if you get bit, you put your ass outside.
Alright, if you get the Rona, you go outside.
If you get the Sharona, is it my Sharona? Is this how we get my Sharona? Alright, y'all. Hey, thank you for enjoying our review and thoughts on the first episode of Lovecraft Country. Like, comment, subscribe, do all the things down there, and watch some more of our videos. And take care.